Today I'm going to show you how you can take better digital Bible study notes using Notion's new backlink feature. Let's dive in. Hi, my name is Chris Wilson and I make videos on church tech, Bible study and note-taking systems. And today I want to show you about the new Notion backlinking feature and how you can use this to improve your digital Bible study notes. Now, this feature is a common one in some of these new note-taking apps that have come out, such as Roam Research and Obsidian, where you can do these bi-directional links. So you put a link in one document and it shows up as a link in the other document. That's really cool because it allows you to see connections between different ideas, different notes that you have in different sections. So when I heard about this new feature that Notion had added, where you can just do a quick double square bracket and it will allow you to either link to an existing note or create a new page, a sub-page or a page in a different area where you have a note as well, I thought that's really interesting, really exciting, and it would work well with a different video that I saw a couple of weeks ago from Abraham Peters, where he went through a complete digital Bible note system. And in it, he uses a feature very much like this in a different application called Emacs, where he has a plain text Bible, and then he creates little notes connected to sections and linking to those sections so he can be preparing ideas, have notes that he's read, notes that he's put in the background from other study occasions, and then he can reference them later on. I thought this was really interesting, really intriguing, and now with it in Notion, you can do it there. I'd previously been doing something similar using Obsidian, but now it's in Notion. I decided to set up a system for myself here. So what I had to do was, first of all, download a Bible from hackathon.bible, where you can get loads of plain text and in different format versions of the Bible. I went for the plain text version because you can import that into Notion. So I downloaded a zip, I extracted everything, then put every chapter into the Bible. It gives you it separated by chapter into Notion, sorry. And then I set up my system. Now, as you can see here, this was the original page where everything was imported. And I decided to set up a gallery where I had Old Testament and New Testament separated from each other. In hindsight, this step was actually kind of unnecessary. I could have just had one table or one gallery which had both Old and New Testament, and then added tags and had a filter to switch between the two sections, but this was the way I set it up in the first place. So if you then go into the Old Testament, you can see that I've got another gallery view here, and then within each one there are the individual chapters. Now, of course, you don't have to use a gallery view. You can set it up as a table view, and you could have tags connected to, what type of book it is, if this is a narrative, if this is prophetic or something like that. So you could organize books that way if you want as well, if it's the Torah, Pentateuch or some other section. But I originally just set it up as a gallery view via the chapters. So then if we go into one of these and we open an individual note, you can see here that I've got Genesis 01, so it's first chapter of Genesis, and here's the text, verse here, and so on. Now I've created a note here already. I did it by just going double square brackets, and then it invited me to add the note here. And I called it creation, because of course in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. So what I can do now is I can click on that and it will take me to a note which I prepared on creation. God is the creator. So I can add notes and information here, a video if I really wanted to, embed to a different website, bookmark, resources, all on this topic. And as you can see though, I've also added a note to John 1. So if I click on that, then it will take me to John 1. Actually, this isn't that perhaps isn't in the right place, really, is it? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. All things were made through him. That is actually a better place. So let me show you here. So I can add creation here. I can have my note there, and it will link back to the original one. So I guess the downside of this system is it's not exactly linking to individual verses, but I think that's good, because what you really want is you want the context here. You want to be able to look at the whole thing. If it was just verses on their own, then you would have this unnatural separation. You wouldn't be able to read in context. But at the same time, you can also see where it is bookmarked. So you can see where this note is referring to in the specific section. And of course, I can add extra notes, extra ideas all here. In theory, I could also just, if I really wanted to, I could add a sidebar onto this page, because that's what you can do in Notion, and I could have just my notes there in the sidebar rather than in the actual main text. So it's a really interesting feature. I think there's some great application for Bible study here, and it's a great way that Notion has implemented this feature, which has been in a few other apps. It's missing some of the features that you might have in Roam, for example. You don't get the sort of this view where you can see all the links that are coming out from it, the graph view. But I think if you like Notion and if you're using it for your study, then the way they've done it is a really good idea. It took me a long time to create this system, but I'm going to share it with you as a Notion template so you can just download it straight away. I'm using the Web Bible, the World English Translation, because it's open source and it's one that you can do, but you could get a different one if you can find it in plain text and copyright and all of this things. So the links for that will be below and probably above right now. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd really love it if you gave it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to get more videos like this. It helps me know what content to make. I'd also love your comments on if you've got a system like this or a bit different in the section below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.